How are you guys today? We are back at home and we've been doing some projects here, and we in the next few weeks maybe we'll just share a little bit of what we've been doing on this channel. I know that it has nothing to do with our building that is yet to start because we are still waiting for some things to happen, but these just projects that we've been doing back at home, to do with church and to do with so many things. Stay tuned. Thank you. God bless. In the month of January, together with my brother, we traveled to Awendo to conclude or to continue with the work that was started a few years ago. That was the work of building and finishing the church that was not in a very good state before the congregation will gather in a mabati house that when it rained, the place was just terrible. But together with the community, the family, decided that we would build something that would be decent for people to gather and to just fellowship and have a time of prayer without any disruption of the environments. Therefore, the building and construction of this house began. The time that we started, things were not so bad, but things got tight, finances got tight, and it took us a while. And now we traveled back, the blessing of the family and the mentors and also our friends, to go and finish it up. So we had a few things to finalize. The first thing that we went to do was to wire or to bring electricity into the sanctuary. The sanctuary was already done, but it was not yet finished. So the electricity had to be fitted. We had professionals who came in, and we had them come and fit the electricity, the wires, and they installed the lightings, the fans, the sockets and the switches, and so that there would be no issues with the power anymore. They began by channeling the power cables from the source to the main sanctuary. They installed the necessary boxes that they needed to control the surges and control the power whenever there was a surge or there was power issues. That was just for safety. And they installed the right sockets and the right switches. And that was done beautifully. And in the village now there was fans that were running, because it could get really hot when the sun is up there and the service is going on at 1 or at even as early as 11. The heat in the sanctuary will be terrible. So there was the need for us to put something that will cool the room and the house. So the fans became very essential. The second thing that we were here to install were the windows were already installed, but now the glasses were missing. So we called on the fundis that came in, and they measured every specific window. As they measured, they put the glasses on, and it appeared to be an easy work, but it was not so easy. It was very delicate, because if you break one glass, it means that was their loss. Therefore, they had to be measured and they had to be cut precisely. And I think they did a very, very good job. The windows came out very nice and very beautifully. And the next thing we had to do was to do the painting. And before they began the painting, they had to scrub the walls and clean the windows, remove the cement, and make sure that it was clean enough to hold the paint. So they started with the undercoat, And if you want to change an appearance of your home, your space, I think that painting it or a fresh coat of paint does the magic. When these guys were done with painting the space, it was really bright, it looked bigger, and it looked really beautiful. And the next thing that we had to do was to do with the ceiling. We used the 3mm plywood, but before they could install it, they had to install supports for the plywood to rest upon. So the support took them by like 3 days to install. And once they were ready with the support, the plywood were ready to go up. The support was strong enough to hold the 49 pieces of plywood that was needed for the hall. And they used nails, and they hit it up there to be straight. After they had finished, the room looked even better. The power technicians had to remove the fans and the lights so that the plywood would get an easy access during installation. And after they had finished, the place looked more beautiful, more bigger, and more brighter. The heat was cut into, I don't know what percentage, but it was significant. There was no more heat. Even when the people gathered on Sunday, they testified and they say that there was no more heat with the help of the fan and the boards on the ceiling. The painters came in the following days to paint the ceiling that they had put the previous week. So they started by filling in the holes on the board, and then after that they painted it to bright white. At the end of the day, the ceiling looked way much better, adding to the brightness of the room. The final day, I think it was just inspection to check if everything that was supposed to be done was done. And we had to look and speak with the people. The last thing that they did not install, but they installed later, they call it the cornice. The molding that connects the wall to the ceiling. And I think that generally the building came out well. It came out beautiful. It came out really nice. Therefore, we just want to thank our family, our friends, our mentors, and the church congregation, the community, for their input in this project. If they did not give themselves, then this will not have been possible. Thank God to the entire leadership of Lightstone Church in Awendo, Pastor John, and the elders, Alicia, Rose, and Mama Seko, and everyone that put in effort so that this can happen. Special thanks to our brother Abraham, JJ, Alicia, Kefa, team, pastor, the bishop, so that this thing has come to pass. It was a dream, but it has come to pass. So I thank all of you guys for putting the input. It would not have been possible if you did not join together to work. Thank you. And for more on this channel, please ensure that you subscribe, like, share, so that somebody else can be encouraged. If you have a church back at home that you feel that you need to do something about it, it's a seed that you plant that generations will reap from it. It's not just for you, but for generations to come. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next, bye bye.